President Wilson of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, while at the annual council, delivered a strong rebuke to Spectrum magazine. After listing several reasons why, President Wilson stated, "We find it necessary to state that the activities of the Association of, quote, Adventist Forums and the content of Spectrum magazine do not carry the endorsement of church leadership, and we seriously question that they are helpful in proclaiming the message of the church or in fulfilling its mission. Those who participate in their activities or anyone who reads Spectrum should be aware of the foregoing." Okay, so a very strong reprimand, and it may be a surprise to you that this statement was not made at this week's annual council, but was made by President Neil Wilson in 1984. This was almost exactly 34 years ago to the day, and not only has nothing changed, but it's much worse. Spectrum, among other things, went on to honor the most notorious child murderer, Dr. Edward Allred, who boasted that he personally tortured, dismembered, and violently murdered over 250,000 children. He boasted to the newspapers that his clinic's aim was to specifically target pregnant Black and Hispanic mothers to kill their children. Several Hispanic leaders, including the first woman Hispanic governor, have openly denounced and condemned Allred's racism, but this bloody butcher has been on Spectrum's advisory council for over 20 years. In May '97, here, Allred was given a gold star next to his name. 2001, he was given diamond status. And by 2009, this killer of little children was honored with lifetime recognition, according to a 2010 Tuskegee University research and a report here by the Equal Justice Initiative. The KKK lynched an estimated 3,400 to 4,000 blacks, but Dr. Allred by himself, according to statistics, killed at least 87,500 black boys and girls. He killed 22 times more blacks than the KKK ever. And Spectrum magazine has heaped upon him every possible honor and given him lifetime recognition. The #1 killer of boys and girls is abortion provider, Planned Parenthood, Planned Murderhood, and the Spectrum editor here actually took his 3-year-old son there and wanted to say thanks to the workers there for their work of butchering and killing so many innocent children. And now this waste of cyberspace is finally coming out and showing their true colors for everyone to see. In addition to all their other articles being upset because they can't tell the world church what to do, another article says here, the time has come for North America to change its relationship to the GC from one of subservience to supportive independence. Translation, we're going to do it our own way. And look right here, I can't believe they even published this, but they did. All the speeches from church leaders in North America oppose compliance. But on the other hand, almost all of the delegates from Africa spoke in favor of compliance. With no sensitivity to the missional needs of North America, the rest of the world can take votes on issues that are cultural, not biblical. Now, this statement is quite revealing because Latin America not only has almost the exact same number of delegates, but many from the South American division are either department directors or in the GC administration. When Latin Americans don't do what you want them to do, you say nothing. But when those Africans don't do what you want them to do, all of a sudden they are insensitive, ignorant of the Bible, and allow their tribal culture to, quote, thwart the mission of the North Americans. According to this article, the NAD should change its relationship to the GC and should no longer be subservient. However, this is not rebellion. We're not being rebellious because resisting overreach is not rebellion. Let's get the dictionary out. To rebel is to oppose or disobey one in authority or control, and to resist is to exert force in opposition, to exert oneself so as to counteract or defeat. These two are the exact same thing, only resistance includes exerting force. This is nothing more than a bold-faced defiance of the authority of God's church and an attempt to sow as much discord as possible. That's exactly what it is. With the passing of time, it has become more and more evident that the emphasis of Spectrum has not been on nurturing evangelism or on providing positive, inspirational, and scholarly interaction between academia and the church. The material is perceived as planting seeds of criticism, polarization, negative questioning, undermining confidence in church organization, and lessening respect for the legitimacy and authority of church leadership. That was put into the official record at annual council 34 years ago, and now those seeds of criticism, polarization, and undermining the church are beginning to bloom for everyone to see. As a side note, the person who said this was President Neil Wilson, the very same President Neil Wilson who brought the practice of abortion into our church so that hospitals in the NAD could make money from killing children. This research paper here, presented at Loma Linda University, documents that Neil Wilson and other leaders in the NAD conspired together to keep the practice of child murder on demand a secret from the church and clergy, and that Neil Wilson used his position and authority to block anyone from looking into the secret abortion files. Nobody would really find out what was going on until the mid-1980s, when non-Adventists began to protest child murder in our hospitals, and this was later published in major newspapers like the Washington Post. So it is with great irony that at the very same time that Neil Wilson was keeping our practice of child murder covered up, he would tell people at the annual council, "We are living in the time when the watchmen on the walls are expected to give the trumpet a certain sound, or otherwise the people will be confused and quickly become vulnerable to every wind that blows." So destructive criticism undermines our church organization, and it is not helpful. But destroying innocent children, oh, that's part of the healing ministry of Jesus. Vomit. To learn more, you can read the full Loma Linda research paper right here with all the details in the link down below. This article right here in Ministry Magazine is the abridged version, which has scrubbed out all of these unsavory details. And you can also check out this video here about the shocking history of abortion in the Seventh-day Adventist Church.